Hello, wonderful people of YouTube. I hope you're all there. I'm just still learning the YouTube tech, so let's ask the magic 8 ball. Will we survive YouTube tech today and get through this live video? My sources say no. Ooh, okay, well, we're gonna just hope that maybe the magic 8 ball doesn't know. And so I am founder of Eat Like a Bear, this, as you may know from this YouTube channel, and we are the home of the century cases because we are about to hit 100 century cases, 100 people who are down over 100 pounds. And so I'm here daily at noon as we count them down. We had Vivian announce it today. And just to give you a little bit of inspiration, our cases include Shelley. Shelley is like century bear #1. And Shelley back in 2018 probably never imagined that we would be showing this picture here on YouTube of her out on a walk. She's been doing 5Ks. I mean, what? This is great. I mean, how much your life can change. Sean Teddick with her granddaughter. And Sean points out how, wow, I can fit into this car. You guys know how it is, right? Going to like the amusement parks and stuff like that. And, are you even like fitting in the thing? So, hey, if you're here, leave a little comment so I can see that we got people here. And I'm still learning the tech. But, Sarah Myers and Lake Tahoe out representing, my goodness. Amazing Veronica here with her daughter in upstate New York. And we have Georgia Baker, and many of you know Georgia from the group, and Georgia before here, and Georgia, as you'll find her in the group today. So amazing. Or the ladies in Missouri, because I do wonder if Missouri is the very center of the phenomenon that is Eat Like a Bear. Hey, so leave a comment if you're around, and let me know people are here and people are watching. Hey, just a minute. Hey, Alistair, why don't you check if we're actually live on YouTube? So thank you. Okay, and so I ask about like the Missouri being the very center of things, because I do promise to post this map so you can explore it a little bit more. I showed this yesterday, but this is the distribution in the US at least of the bear population in the United States. And, oh, hey, and Lisa, hey, great. So, hey, Lisa, the bear population in the United States, we have people all over the world, but the software that I happened to be able to use was the US only. And so, sometimes you just kind of have to take what you can get. And that's what I was doing here. And when you drill down into this is like a big mess of people. But as you drill down and you start seeing like, wow, we have clusters. I mean, Missouri would really represent in Missouri. It's not me. I'm out in California. So California's right over here. We have a big cluster of cases in Missouri. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's some of these ladies here who are driving that. And we have clusters in the Twin Cities and in Wisconsin, so that's pretty exciting. And actually, I'm just working with someone today. It turns out a little cluster from here in Central California is going to be on the news because Anna Sewell, who we know in the group as bear #2, because Anna was the first one to follow my case back in November or so of 2017, when I looked like this. So this is what I looked like in November of 2017, which was a far cry from August of 2017. So this is me in August. And then by November, I looked like this. And Anna came up to me in the parking lot at our kids' school and was like, what are you doing? And she knew I was starting something and had heard me talking about it. And so I explained it to her and she started implementing within, minutes. And so she's bear #2. Well, Anna inspired her neighbor, Melinda. And Melinda is one of our century cases. Melinda is actually down about 150 pounds. And Melinda's mom is down 50 and at an amazing maintenance weight. And so the three of us are going to be interviewed by KGET News on Monday. And I'm very honored and excited about that. And so, but we have cases like little clusters all over, but people just like seeing other people out in life and out enjoying life. It astounds me. And so each day here at noon, I'll be talking about some of the backstory of this. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about me in this time in my life. Okay, so this was me in 2017, and you guys have probably seen the photo of me in August of 2017 at Yellowstone. And so, talking about Amanda Rose right then. And a lot of people ask about this time in my life, and I want to talk a little bit about that and the psychology of those months that I believe are really critical for where we have found ourselves. And so on the website, if you're new, I want to direct you to our food model that, I mean, it's laid out in the 3-day challenge. It's an email sequence. It's free. Okay, it's free. You can start it immediately. It was on the cover of a magazine, just like give it its props, right? Okay, so this reference is to our 3-day challenge. And there is Melinda Troxel right there on the cover too. Melinda is one of our Missouri Century Bears. And there's a Jumpstart book now that kind of is a nod to the 3-day challenge and the success of the 3-day challenge. So in terms of what we do food-wise, I deeply direct you to that resource. Just jump in, get started. Be sure to read through the emails each day and watch the videos. That is our food model. But critical for me is what was going on up here. And I'm going to tell a story today. I do tell this story in the psychology module, so if you guys are in that, you've heard this story. But I want if you're not in that, I want you to hear the story, because I think as you take that food model, it's really important to understand the psychology of what has been working. And so, okay, hey, Anna. And so, hey, Anna says she sees some lag. You're seeing lag? And this is supposed to be like the very best internet ever. It is for me, because we've had nothing. We've had just nothing. Let's see, timing out on YouTube. But people are here. So you are here. So I think we're going. People are making comments. I'm just going to pretend like this is working. But for those of you who are late, we did consult the Magic 8 Ball in the beginning, and the Magic 8 Ball is not putting really good odds on the tech of this particular live stream. Okay, so there is that. Whew. Okay, but Anna, I was just talking about you. Did you hear that? So how we're gonna be on the news? Gonna be on the news. Okay, because it was like me to Anna Sewell to Melinda to her mom, and there's others who Anna Sewell has influenced. I mean, not just in the group, but like locally in her neighborhood, and the same with Melinda and her mom. So awesome. Okay, and let's see, Wonder Pet. I just love the names here on YouTube. Like, we don't even know, like, from Facebook to YouTube, we're all strangers. So anyway, so who tried for a week and failed, not much of a veggie eater. I know this isn't that kind of stream, but how could you incorporate it? Because biting the bullet, it didn't work. Hey, you know what? I just totally encourage anybody who gets in and gets into the framework, like dig into the content about like what kinds of foods we eat, and craft a path for yourself. You have asked the exact perfect question that fits with this story I'm going to tell. So, Wonder Pet, here we go. Let me tell you a story about like my psychology in August of 2017 and how that brought me to where I am today. Because I will tell you, a lot of people who don't get it, the people who don't get it, who look at me and see the change and say, wow, what happened? I mean, did you finally start caring about yourself? You must have had some kind of transformational moment where you suddenly decided that you actually care about yourself. And I just look at them like this, because like, you don't get it. It's not like all my life I didn't care about myself and I was just fat and lazy, like the whole stereotype or whatever. The fact of the matter is I had restricted myself a good bit over all of those decades. Had I not, Lord knows what I would have weighed, right? I mean, we all feel that. Like, I could have eaten a whole lot more. I could have had a whole lot more weight on me than I did. And the fact that I didn't is because I did care about myself and I did work on trying to lose the weight. And so after all those years of trying, why was this different? And so Wonder Pet, to your question and your point about trying it for a week and failing, I'm going to challenge you on that point, and I'm going to challenge you with this story. And so me and my brain in 2017. So a little bit of background. I was in getting approved for bariatric surgery in March of 2017. And I went through the process, the counseling and the nutritionist and all the hoops, right? And I was approved, but it couldn't be scheduled in the timeline that I needed. We were going on a trip to see the total solar eclipse. We were going to Wyoming in August. And you can't change the date of a total solar eclipse. It was fixed. By the way, it was one of the only vacations of my life, maybe the only, that had a fixed date. That was it. And you can't change it. And so I couldn't get the surgery in before and have enough recovery before the trip. Boy, I was disappointed because I was really super desperate. I had weighed in at 280 pounds. I was limping around. I so badly wanted to get out and hike. And I direct you to the videos on this channel about the big goal and about goal setting, because I talk a lot about this there. But I was really desperate to get out and hike. And I hadn't tried the bariatric surgery. I'd tried so many things, and I felt like it was my last chance. And so when I wasn't able to get it before that trip, then I had some things planned in the fall, and it was going to be like maybe November. And then I thought, you know what? It's almost the new insurance calendar, right? And I'm really cheap, by the way, and frugal. So I'm like, oh, and I hadn't met my deductible. So why don't I wait until January? So if it's not going to be November, how about January? And so it was June of 2017, and I was like in deep disappointment about this bariatric surgery thing, because again, we had the vacation in August, but I decided, okay, it's going to be January for the surgery. And so, you make that big decision and you're really focused, and then you have to wait 6 months, okay? And what do you do? And so what did I do? I took a little step back. I tried to get kind of mature about it because, all that disappointment. And I recognized that I knew for myself that come January with that surgery, as well as it might go, that I'm sure I would end up second guessing it or wondering about it in the future. And at some of those key life moments, I try to take a little step back and say, how can I manage this decision to reduce my future regrets? So I knew I would have some level of regret, because you always second guess, right? I mean, you're getting your stomach chopped up or whatever, you're gonna maybe wonder about that in the future. And so how could I position myself so that in January, when I went in, I would know that I had done everything I could do to lose weight? And that's what I challenged myself to do, which I call regret management. Okay, so I was in a phase of regret management, and coming back from that eclipse trip, I promised myself on September 1st, that would be my start point. I actually started the day before that, but I had promised myself by September 1st, I would then jump into something and I would work on losing weight leading up to the surgery, knowing, that as I worked on it, I would really be positioning myself to go in knowing I had done absolutely everything. And so I promised myself that in those days that I would just focus all of my resources on, here's the thing, proving to myself, just myself, that I had done everything I could do to lose weight. And so I began a process so I had decided to try the intermittent fasting because I had not tried that before. But what about what to eat? And I had a lot of experience with dieting, and I spent a lot of time thinking about this, about what am I going to eat? And so I started a process of, the salad was like one of my key early ideas, because I knew it would be a calorie-minded framework, and that it also would possibly really fill me up. And so I then worked daily on, like, the way I think about it is like iterating through the salad and trying different kinds of similar food approaches and finding like the right thing for me. And so Wonder Pet says, I tried and I failed. Well, what I would like people to do is try and step back on it and examine why it didn't work for you. Because just because it works for me and my lifestyle, it doesn't mean is that ever going to work for everybody? I kind of hope not, because it's kind of nice that we can all be different, you know. You need to look at what aspects of it are not working for you, and then you iterate yourself and find that path. So adopt that mindset of you are going to do everything you can and like make these stepwise decisions, almost change it up. So what we do so often with these diets, right, we've done it over all the decades, is you just try it because someone says like, here it is, here's the blueprint, try that thing. Don't veer off of it in any way, because this is the exact blueprint for success. Don't change it. Try it. And then you try it and it doesn't work as promised, and you throw it out and you walk away. That's what we've all done all these years. Right? So we can't do that. So take what, you can start where I'm recommending, that's one thing, or in the early videos in, I don't know, I think they're on YouTube here, and there's some on Facebook too, where I really describe the two dimensions of choice: low carb eating and intermittent fasting. And then you just find your, like, if it's, parts of a scatter plot, and you just find where, your place on this, and just work it out and figure out what's working. And so Wonder Pet, if you don't like vegetables, maybe don't eat vegetables, basically. So there are certainly low carb foods that are not vegetables. The vegetables work for me because they really fill me up. So it's like the fiber element almost. But we see particularly men who do pretty well with carnivore, which is, just basically the meat, and meat, eggs, and cheese, sometimes, depending, some might have cheese or not cheese. So I'm not sure why it tends to be more men. Men have can eat more calories. There might be something in that, and them getting more calories with that. And some of we older women have to maybe be more calorie minded, and things like the lettuce really help us with that. So it becomes a tool. But I want to say that mindset that I had was absolutely the critical thing. And also, I want to point out, I didn't have any hope that it would actually work. I was just positioning myself so that when I walked into that surgery, I would know I had done everything I could do, so that moving into the future, I would not look back on that decision point with regret. That was my frame of mind. I'm sure, deep down inside, I had a little bit of, some hope that it would work, but no, like, real rational hope. I really was positioning myself to do everything I could do, and then know, well, surgery is an option. And so I know a lot of people start this and with a lot of, a lot of despair, and with a lot of, the decades of failure piled up behind you. And I certainly, I get it. I really get it. That's exactly where I was. And I'm going to just say that it doesn't actually take hope for this to work. The beauty of the 3-day challenge in particular is that it is a very short period of time in which you can test this and see how it works for you. And so, and it's completely free. So come on, just, if you haven't jumped in, please do. But also keep in mind that it is not just about the food framework of the 3-day challenge. That's going to show you if this food framework will work. But that mindset is really critical. The mindset of working out your own path, just fiddling around with it. The reason the community is working and the kind of the collaborative aspect is there probably are paths that really won't ever work for pretty much any of us the paths with a lot of donuts won't work. And so there are going to be some common threads across all of our paths, but we certainly can choose. There's lots of variation and choice within the paths that we can take. And I deeply believe that belief is even the wrong word, but because it's not just a belief, but I know that a reason for the success we're seeing in the community is this spirit of adaptation. I expect that the people who do adapt it may find even more success because the process of adapting teaches you this key life lesson that you're in charge and you did it. I think the idea of just like following me lockstep, okay, because you can. I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is the book, The Ridiculously Big Salad, and it has the salad framework. It has the 6-week plan in it and that sort of thing. You could follow this like to a T, like exactly. And you could see a lot of success doing it that way. But if it's done kind of in the wrong spirit, I think like, I'm going to just do it exactly because Amanda Rose said to do it. Try not to do that. Just try to really open your mind to why this seems to be working for so many people, and like take it into your heart, and make your own decisions based on that and your own observations of this sort of thing, and what is working in the group, because it's that process, it's your engagement in it that is going to drive the success, because it's that engagement that you have with this that changes your brain. That's the transformation that we really need is right up here, actually. So, hey, from New Zealand. Hey, so okay, I'm going to just scroll up and look at some comments, but that is the little sort of first story that I'm going to tell today. Because tomorrow, so before I get to some comments here, tomorrow I will talk a little bit about the key point that I never actually ever planned to start a weight loss community. And I laugh. You guys know why I laugh. I mean, come on. I mean, I've always been overweight. I mean, this is kind of ludicrous to find myself here. And frankly, I've said it a couple times this week, and I'll just keep saying it, just admit it. But I really would have thought it was kind of stupid to be leading this, because, I think the weight loss industry is basically stupid. And so here I am in an industry that I think is stupid, truly. And so how did that happen? It's kind of interesting how that happened. And I think it speaks to part of like the unusual confluence of events we have going here. And so I'm going to talk on tomorrow about why it was in the spring of 2018, when I was down about 120 pounds, and so about 20 pounds from where I landed, why I was out at the school and on the internet talking about this, and about the one person, there was one person out there I was actually trying to convince to do this approach himself. And I had big plans that he would lead this. He provided leadership in our regional area here in California, and was really perfectly positioned to lead all of this. But he needed to do it himself first, and I needed to convince him of that. So I will tell that story tomorrow. But let's see, Bonnie. And so let's see, Bonnie. My doctor took me off 3 meds when I had only 4 pounds to be in the first Century Club successes, but 1 diuretic, and now my water weight on the scale is up 7 pounds. You're so close, Bonnie. We haven't hit the 100 yet. Bonnie, keep going, keep going. So, and let's see, and okay, so Bonnie is 93 pounds down. Let me see. You had 4 pounds to go, but 1 was a diuretic. It took me off meds. Oh, it took you off a diuretic. And so now you're having some weight fluctuations. Yeah, I've talked to your doctor, but Bonnie, we're not done yet. We're keep grinding, girl. And then what's going to be our goal after the 100? I mean, I don't even know. So someone yesterday was saying, hey, maybe for 2021, we should have a goal of 221 cases. It's hard to imagine we're going to hit that this year, but I don't know. Our rate is increasing. It seems like we're getting almost a case a day these days, or every other day, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, Bonnie, there's still time. You keep going. That's all right. But 93 pounds down in 8 months. That's really great. Congratulations, Bonnie. How amazing. That's exciting. Um, Paulina, so you know what? So Paulina says, it's so cool after all these months that I'm listening to Amanda Rose live. Well, what's funny, Paulina, is that's actually how I got started with live video on Facebook. But since COVID, my internet has been terrible, 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 terrible. And so it wasn't even possible. In fact, I mean, it's been in COVID, it's been very difficult for me to even do basic video uploads. I felt like almost abused by the situation, given how much I would lean on the internet if I had it. And so I'm just so relieved that I have this service here now. It's crazy. And it's as unlikely that I would get this service here, by the way, as it is likely that I'd be down 140 pounds or that we would have 100th century cases, because there is a tower that serves our tiny little school. It is the smallest, maybe the only remaining single school K-8 public school in California. It's very remote, but it has an internet tower. And that company is selling a service to one other person with line of sight to that exact tower. And that one other person is me. So the school and I get service from that tower. Of course, we both pay a good bit for it, but, and the only reason I know about it is I was on the board when we wrote the grant to get the tower. So that's the only reason I even know the tower exists. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll up, you guys. I can't even read compliments. You guys, this is too much, too much. So some video lag. I'm so disappointed because this is my great internet. Oh my gosh. Hey, Alistair, are you on multiplayer or something? Because these guys are getting video lag. Come say hi. Because Alistair, my 12-year-old, he's just been like multiplayer crazy because he can do it now on, we have internet. Oh, you haven't been? Here, come say hi. Okay. So Wonder Pet, we want you to get back in, jump into that, go through those 3-day challenge emails again. Here's Alistair. Okay. Go through those 3-day challenge emails again and look at the structure of the meals, and then think about what you can implement. Like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Okay,
and particularly, the intermittent fasting aspect of this, it's very straightforward. It's completely free. I mean, it ends up kind of being cheaper because you're going to find you don't eat as much. If you don't allow yourself as many hours in a day to eat, you're not going to eat as much. That's one reason it works, okay? There's a lot of other reasons it works, but let's be real, that's one reason. You draw your boundaries. And so anyone can do that. Anyone can do that. So some people are implementing maybe a two meal a day model, and so that's going to be more effective than 3 days or 3 meals, or the 17 little meals, all the little snacks. Come on, let's be real. It's easy to eat all day long. I mean, I would love to eat all day long. Let's, be honest about it. And it is the best thing that I did to draw a little boundary on that particular behavior. So you can do it. You can do it. Just adapt it. Adapt it to fit your circumstances. And what you eat doesn't have to look exactly like what I ate. But again, you can learn from the framework, like for instance, with the ridiculously big salad. I mean, I make no, like, this is not a big trade secret or something, but the lettuce in it is, I feel like that's kind of the secret to the salad, because it's low calorie and it fills you up. That's it. So if you recognize that, and then you can look for other maybe low calorie things that might fill you up. Or maybe you don't need it. Maybe you're filled up with whatever it is, kind of a low carb approach that you enjoy. that's within the calorie range that's going to help you meet your goals, we'll do that, whatever that is. Look, right? Personally, I don't care if you eat a salad. I want you to reach your goal, right? So if we all end up just eating different things, that's fine. Again, I don't think a lot of us are meeting the goals with the donuts. So to some degree, there's going to be commonalities probably in what we're eating. But I mean, if you can eat the donut and meet your goal, boy, God loves you more. That's the truth. Yep. And let's see. What do we got? Just looking for some questions. Yes, gosh, video lagging. Let's see. Okay, so do you guys have any more questions? Oh, look, I think, did I just put honest comment up there? I wonder. See, oh, look, Bonnie, wow, you have done amazing. Congratulations. Can you guys see that comment? Because that's really cool. If you can highlight comments, like, wow. But yeah, Bonnie, that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, I'd run into the doctor and say, hey, give me some extra Lasix because I need to make the Century Club. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. So, hey, okay, Alistair. And it's, hey, Jane. So let's talk about Jane. Let me see. Jane says it's buffering a little bit. Buffing. Yes, it's buffing. We're buffing Jane. So you guys know who Jane is? So guys, have you seen the sexy bear video? I need to post it on YouTube. I don't think it's on here, so I'm gonna have to get it, like find it in the bowels of Facebook and post it on YouTube, because Jane, right there. So that's her on the screen. So Jane is one of our Wisconsin bears. And Jane, have you seen the map? And I'm going to put some of this on, I'm going to put this on the website, but when I like zoom in right here, I think you're going to be amazed at how many people are in Wisconsin. So I'm kind of curious, how are people in Wisconsin finding us? Jane, I'm curious how you found us. But anyway, Jane, about it, was this maybe a year ago, Jane, was really yanking my chain. So she called into customer service. We get this phone call. And, it was like a 7th grade prank call. That's what Jane did. So she calls into customer service and she says, I've lost 105 pounds and I've got a problem because I'm getting too sexy. So we then created a community response to Jane's problem. Of course, she said she was Jean. And so she ended up confessing that she was the prank caller. And Jane is also one of our Century Bears. So congratulations, Jane. How awesome. I just have this like fantasy that I'm headed to Wisconsin to visit Jane and Kim, because Kim, I think, is also a Century Bear, right? She lost about 100 pounds. So see you guys in Wisconsin. It's kind of funny because they look like twins, and especially twinsies now that they're down at their maintenance weight. So, and Deborah says, I have the knowledge, but I'm struggling with the mindset. Even after some success, I have always self-sabotage. Absolutely, Deborah. So in the psychology content, I have a section on what I call internal negotiations, because we all struggle, and we all have like that side of ourselves that in that content, I call it our short-term interests, and like the part of ourselves that always wants to eat the donut. That's always going to be there. Always, always, always. It never goes away, but recognizing it and sort of getting the tools lined up so that you can win that negotiation is, I believe, a key to this, and a key to maintenance in particular. So absolutely. So Deborah, it is so deeply like a transformation of your mind and getting those tools together. So hey, and Gabrielle from Ontario, awesome. So, and I'd love to go up there too. So I'd pretty much love to go almost pretty much everywhere. I mean, who's with me? Because like we've all been, kind of just closed up. And so I have this idea that I'm gonna just like go out and visit all you guys. See, find me live on YouTube, in Ontario, or with Kim and Jane in Wisconsin. And there's actually, like I said, a bunch of Wisconsin bears, a bunch of them. Where'd that come from? And Twin Cities, Twin Cities. So, okay. And so, guys, if you're still here and asked a question that I have missed, please put it in again, because I'll look at the very bottom. So Paulina says, my mindset faltered for a few weeks, and that's when I decided that when I get to my goal, I'll be confident I can manage maintenance. Yeah, so, and I think that the main thing to keep in mind, Paulina, is that, like, it's kind of like, I have a post on the website somewhere, and it talks about, I say in it, my obesity is in remission. Because I do think a key problem I had on past diets, when I would lose some weight and then, fail at the maintenance part, is basically, I think I got arrogant about some of them, and thinking that, like, oh, well, that was some kind of cure or whatever. Well, we're never cured from this. Not cured. It's not like, some magic fairy dust that gets sprinkled on us. And, but having the mindset of remission definitely helps me in that idea, because, it's like people struggling with cancer remission, and the idea of you always need to be monitoring it and making the right decisions. So I do think that is a better mindset. So I think the word remission is probably a good one for maintenance, and knowing that, I mean, we could easily get back to where we started. Easily. and and think about, 1 pound is what, 3,500 calories? You could gain a pound a day like that. I mean, just keep going. So a pound a day, you're up 100 pounds in just a few months. I feel like that would be very easy to do. Very, very easy. Yeah. So, oh, let's see. I'm just looking for other comments. Well, I'm gonna go, because what I'm gonna try to do today is actually put this data on the website, and you guys will, especially data people. It's like, interesting to like delve into some of these little clusters. And I do wonder, like, is that from one person? Like all the people in Oklahoma, Sean Teddix in Oklahoma, stuff like that. So that's kind of fun. But anyway, I will be here daily, and tomorrow's story will be about the one person that I was trying to convince to start this diet, with the idea that he would end up leading the revolution, leading us in this revolution. And so how, like, my time with him in trying to convince him led to sort of an interesting set of events. And I will tell that little story tomorrow, but also answer your questions. Anyone who has just kind of fallen in here, or however you found us, and doesn't know what we do, go to the Eat Like a Bear website and find the 3-day challenge. It's the email sequence. It's 3 days of videos and emails, and just jump in and you can get started right there. It's email. Just email. You can unsubscribe at any time. So your commitment is low, but the potential is enormous. So we've had a lot of success with the 3-day challenge. And so, Deborah, thanks so much. And I'm glad you guys are here, you guys. I'm glad you're here. This is an exciting time. I'm really excited about the century cases. It's fun to count. It's fun to celebrate. But, we're very clearly, we're going to have a lot more century cases. So, part of this too is like, well, where are we going from here? What do we do now? And I'll be talking more about that, and about what I see as the direction of like the content and such that we'll be creating here on YouTube in particular, as we move into the rest of the year, and maybe the sort of next phase of Eat Like a Bear after we hit our century cases, and just keep going, keep going. So you guys, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I'll have to look at this feed to see how bad the lag and everything else was. I have no idea. And we'll just hope each day that maybe the live will improve a little bit as I learn how to do this here on YouTube. And hope to see you all, if not here on the live tomorrow, one of the other days, or on one of the other videos here on this channel. And until then, I guess I'll just